Hi there, this is Art and Such, and this is part 2 of my rainbow loom tutorial to make Geordi from Star Trek Next Generation. The first part, we put together the body, so you'll have that handy on your holding hook, and if you aren't here yet, go back to my first video and get ready. We are going to put together the head now, starting with 2 blocks, which will come from our top center peg to our top peg on the side. We take 2 coming down to the other side, and this is for the hair. 1 set of double bands, so 2 bands, from our top peg on either side to our second peg on either side. And we're filling in the rest with brown. We're going to make his face a little squatter than the other characters, a little squatter than Picard and Data. We want his face to be more rounded. So it's going to be shorter. We're only doing 3 sets down the middle. These are brown for his skin. And 1 more set on either side. All doubles. I always get a little confused when I'm watching videos and sometimes someone says double and it means 2 bands, and sometimes it means that you are doubling a band over. Just watch out for that distinction when you're watching some of these videos, mine included, because you'll see me double bands over as well. We're putting 2 holding bands on. This is from our second peg to our second peg in a triangle formation, and from our third peg to our third peg, triangle formation. We're not going to worry about the eyes because we'll be putting on our visor, but we are ready to stretch out the neck bands from the body and place those on the 4th peg in the center where our chin is. You can just pull it to the side if you need to. Go underneath, and we are taking the first 2 bands on top from under the neck, and they will be going to the close side. The next 2 go to our other side, and then we're going to loop up the center right to the top. Come under from the side to get your 2 brown bands and bring them up to the second peg. Push a cap band down and take the next 2 up, and we can meet these last ones back to the center. All the bands are returning home to where they've come from, so if you're ever not sure about the order, remember to start with your top bands and head back in the direction that your bands were coming from. I like to take pictures of my projects at various steps so that I can always go back and see how I did things. You want to put your hook now through all the bands on your top peg and take a black band. You can take 2 if you want it to be a little more secure, but 1 will do it. Bring both ends onto your hook and create a slip knot by pulling one side over the other. We can remove this from our loom, and then we just have the visor and the star to do. So you can tighten your bands now, or a little bit later. You can stretch out the arms and the legs, fit things into place. Make sure when you're deciding on your sides that you have your darker piece in the upper right hand corner here. I'm going to make this my front, therefore. I have a loose band here. I'm going to just tuck this in. Some of my bands are getting a bit stretched out from all the experimenting I've been having fun with here. You want to get your black securing band and fit that under some of your other bands so it's out of the way. It looks a lot neater this way. You can put this on a C-clip. You can leave it loose, but I would recommend a C-clip to secure it. I'll just throw that on here for now. We're going to do our visor. You can do this with gray or with silver. And it's a little tricky. It will take some fiddling. But what you want to do is come in, preferably on the inside of the black bands, coming from the back. And we're going to take our hook and pull our gray back through. Stretch it out or put it on a holding hook and come back on the other side as close as you can to being directly opposite, which is a little bit tricky. Might take a couple of tries. When you have it where you want it, you can, this is what I like to do is pull a separate band through, and that keeps our shorter, tighter band here, our gray, our silver, from getting too tight. And scrunching up the face there. Okay, I'm going to create a slip knot, and then I have a bit of freedom to stretch this out as I need. Our slip knot can also be woven in and placed onto the holding hook. Let's grab some of my other loose bands. I have to get some new ones. These are getting really worn out. Okay, so you'll be tucking this back in at the back, also on your C-clip. Just trying to neaten this up a little bit as we go. And the last thing for us to do is to do the comm badge. And for that, you'll be taking your gold. You can try yellow, but it's going to blend a lot, just so you know. We're going to bring it down in the top right, just under the collar. Bring it through the chest using your hook, and come back through a little bit further down. I want this to be close to where the pants are, just because we have such a short chest area. I'm going to pull it back down and through. I'll be putting one end through the other, and then it's time for me to get another gold. And the other gold, we're gonna come back through the same spot we started at top, put our next gold on over, and pull that through. And then we're coming down a little bit more to the side. And we can put the gold back on our hook and pull it back through the body. And once more, you can just finish it off here. You can use a separate C-clip, or we can take another band. I'm just using a yellow. Pull it through so it doesn't get too tight, and weave my yellow up. So it does get a little bit messier this way, but it will be more secure, and the front will look nicer if you have less tension on your gold and silver bands. So you can loop that right up to your C-clip. Adjust your hair, stretch out your arms, fix anything else that you feel needs fixing, and you have your Geordi. I hope you'll tune in to see more of the Star Trek crew as I get them ready for you. And thank you so much for watching.